G'day legends, welcome to another Clueless Traveller vlog. My name's Andrew and today I want to welcome you to the beautiful Gold Coast. This is my hometown. I've lived here since the late 80s and I feel like I'm pretty qualified to give you guys some tips on what to expect when you come to the Gold Coast. So these three tips that I'm going to be giving you are for people who are coming to the Gold Coast for the first time, and I think they're three important things that you really should know before you plan your trip here. So without further ado, let's get stuck into tip number one. Okay guys, let's get into tip number one when you're planning your trip to the Gold Coast. And this is something that I think a lot of people overlook when they're putting these kind of videos together about the Gold Coast. And that is the size of the Gold Coast. This is not a normal city. It's very similar to Los Angeles in terms of the fact that it's a bunch of suburbs and neighborhoods and local areas that all join together to form the city of the Gold Coast. It's a massive area that stretches from the airport, which is right on the border with New South Wales to the south, right up to about 70 or 80 kilometers north of the airport to an area called Pimpamar, and then from there you sort of move up into the Brisbane area. And sandwiched between the beautiful golden beaches and the green mountainous regions of the hinterland is the city of the Gold Coast. So my number one tip in regards to that is that you guys really should consider hiring a car, renting a car when you come to the Gold Coast. The public transport here is not great at all. I mean, it is improving, don't get me wrong, and if you're just staying in Surfers Paradise and you plan to stay only in Surfers Paradise, the greater Surfers Paradise area, then you can get away with some public transport, but there is a lot more to the Gold Coast than Surfers Paradise, and I'll get to that in one of my other tips as well. So yeah, my greatest tip for you guys is to hire a car. You're just going to miss out on way too much if you come here and rely on guided tours and tour buses and things of that nature. For example, okay, so you've booked your holiday here, you've got your accommodation booked. More than likely you're going to be staying in Surfers Paradise, and so you fly in, you get off the plane and out of the airport and you think, great, I'm in Surfers Paradise. No, you're actually about a 30 to 40 minute drive south of Surfers Paradise, and I will get to that in a second as well. So you get here, you make your way to Surfers Paradise and you think, right, let's go to the theme parks. We've booked our tickets to Movie World, the Dream World, Wet n Wild. Let's go to the theme parks. It's a little bit complicated, a little bit more complicated than just walking out the front door of the Hilton and going to the theme parks. So I'll take you to one of them right now. Okay guys, here we are at Movie World. This is the most popular theme park on the Gold Coast. You can see the roller coasters behind me. We've got the DC Rivals Hypercoaster, the Superman roller coaster, and also the Green Lantern, which is, people are just going up on that one right now. So you'll hear people screaming in the background. But we've come from Surfers to here at Movie World, and this is, from Surfers to Movie World is about a 30 to 40 minute drive on a good day. If there's traffic, it can take upwards of an hour, especially on the weekends. So this is just an example that I'm trying to give you about how big the Gold Coast is and why you do need to rent a car. If you were to get a taxi or an Uber from Surfers Paradise one way here to Movie World, you're looking somewhere between $40 to $70, and then you'll have to pay that again on the way back. So that's why I really recommend that you guys rent a car if you're going to come and visit Movie World. Or down the road is Dream World, which is about another 10 or 15 minutes down the road. So once again, it's even more expensive to travel down to Dream World. So yeah, if you guys are visiting the Gold Coast, I just really can't stress enough that you have to hire a car. You just will miss out on so much. I mean, there's a lot of things to see here. There's a lot of things to do, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of it when you come and visit this amazing place. So rent a car. You know, forget about the guided tours, the tour buses, all of that sort of stuff. Rent a car, make your own adventure, and I guarantee you'll have a lot more fun here on the Gold Coast. All right, let's get back to Surfers Paradise. We're going to talk about tip number 2. Okay guys, the second thing you need to know before you come to the Gold Coast, this is especially for those who are coming to the Gold Coast for your first time, for anyone who's coming to Australia for the first time from overseas. And this is probably the most important tip that anyone can give you in regards to the Gold Coast, and that is to always observe the safety rules at the beach. The golden rule here in Australia is to swim between the red and the yellow flags. If the red and the yellow flags are up at the beach, that means that the lifeguards have determined that is a safe area for you to swim in. Anything outside of that is out of bounds. I mean, like I said at the start of the video, I have lived here since the late 80s and I still only ever swim between the flags when I go to the beach. It's just way too dangerous. Unfortunately, every year we do lose tourists here. We do have fatalities at the beach. People do drown. I know you'll be excited. You dump your bags in the hotel and you want to get straight down to the golden sandy beaches and straight into the cool Pacific Ocean and experience the surf on the Gold Coast. But just bear in mind that the beach is very, very dangerous, okay? Each major beach that you go to, the lifeguards will have a board that will describe the conditions of the day, whether it's safe to go in or not. Like I said, the red and yellow flags will be up if it is safe to swim, but they will mention on that board, stay up to your waist, or they'll let you know if there's a strong current, which way it's running from north to south, etc. So they do a really good job of trying to keep everybody safe, and do them a favor by not forcing them to come and save you. Okay, it will be quite scary. It can ruin your holiday, mainly because you could die. So I don't think there's a better tip that you can get when it comes to enjoying your stay here on the Gold Coast than to please observe all of the safety rules. The lifeguards are there for your protection. They want to make it as fun for you at the beach as possible, but at the same time they don't want to be going in and pulling you out of a rip. Okay, alright guys, I don't think there's much more I can talk about on that. It's just really, like, people who are locals here, we just can't stress it to you enough. Please be safe on the beaches. Also, don't go swimming at nighttime. Big scary things in the ocean at nighttime, okay? Alright, let's talk about tip number 3 right now. Okay guys, can you hear that? Just listen for a second. That's the sound of tip number 3, and that is to get out of Surfers Paradise. I can't stress this enough for you guys. There's so much more to see here on the Gold Coast than just Surfers Paradise. The last thing I want you to do when you make your vacation here is to spend, like 10 days cooped up in your hotel room or wandering around the streets of Surfers Paradise. Surfers Paradise it's nice, but it is essentially a big commercial mall that's right on the beach. There's a lot of chain restaurants, places like McDonald's, KFC, Coffee Club, whole bunch of places that you'll find in any mall around Australia, Quicksilver, that kind of stuff, Foot Locker. There's so much more to this place than Surfers Paradise. So my tip goes along with tip number 1 of getting a rental car so you can go and explore, is to come and find places like this. Let me just spin the camera around a little bit without falling into the water. It's probably a bit blown out behind me, but you can see the creek behind me here and you can obviously hear it. I'm filming this at the Lower Beachmont Reserve Conservation Area. This is one of the many natural spaces that we have here on the Gold Coast. I've actually made a video about this spot before when I first discovered it. I'll put a link to that up here if you want to check that out. But yeah, there's amazing rainforests, hikes, bushwalks that you can do here on the Gold Coast. There's a whole lot more to it than just, as I said, just staying in Surfers Paradise. We've got amazing restaurants. Ooh, getting a bit dark, sorry. Amazing restaurants, awesome cafe culture, really good coffee, awesome sort of local independent boutique shops. You don't have to go far from Surfers Paradise to find some of these places. Mermaid Beach, Broadbeach, Miami, Burleigh, they're not far away from from Surfers Paradise. You've got places like Southport, which has got Chinatown, And then places like this, I mean, we're only about 25 minutes from surface here, and I mean, it's just gorgeous. Semi-subtropical rainforest, beautiful Claggerbar Creek that kids can splash around in. There's just so much to see and do here, and you really do have to get out of surface to explore the full Gold Coast. Sorry, out of breath. Geez, I need to lose some weight. I'm going to make some more videos about some of those places that I mentioned. If there's anything that you want to know about the Gold Coast, hit me up in the comments down below. If you're planning your trip here, I can give you some good info. If there's any videos that you want me to make, let me know as well. I will be making a few more videos coming up real soon about some of the places that I've mentioned, and a whole lot more to see and do here on the Gold Coast. So before I get much further into this hike and get completely out of breath, I just wanted to say thank you if you stuck all the way to the end. I really appreciate you watching. I'm still fairly new to this and talking to the camera in public, but I want to do a lot more travel content and expand on my Clueless Traveller series. Like I said at the start, I've got a bit more of a clue when it comes to the Gold Coast, but when it comes to international travel, I'm pretty clueless. So stay tuned for possibly some hilarious content coming up as I navigate my way around the world and get myself in all sorts of trouble. Alright guys, that's it for the 3 things you need to know about the Gold Coast before you come here. Once again, really appreciate you watching. Would love for you to hit the like button, subscribe, join me for more Gold Coast and travel videos in the future. Thanks guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.